The box feels impossibly heavy in my hands, though I know it weighs almost nothing. Dust motes dance in the shaft of afternoon sunlight, cutting through my childhood bedroom as I stare at the faded photograph on top. My mother, young and radiant, holding an infant that isn't me. "Sarah?" My father's voice calls from downstairs. "Did you find the yearbooks?" My throat constricts. I can't answer him, not yet. Not with this stranger's face staring up at me, bearing my mother's eyes, my mother's smile. On the back, in my mother's elegant script, "My beautiful Lily, 3 months old. Forever in my heart." My name is Sarah Winters. I'm 28 years old, and I've just discovered I had a sister no one ever told me about. The floorboard creaks outside my door. My father appears in the doorway, his face falling as he sees what I'm holding. "You weren't supposed to find that," he whispers, his weathered hand reaching for the doorframe to steady himself. "Who is she?" My voice sounds foreign to my own ears. Who is Lily? I'd come home to help my parents pack for their retirement move to Arizona. The house I grew up in, the only home I'd ever known, was being sold to a young family with twins. "It's too big for just us now," Mom had said last month over the phone. "And the stairs are getting harder on your father's knees." I'd taken the week off from my job in Boston, expecting a nostalgic trip through childhood memories. What I hadn't expected was for Mom to be called away on her first day of retirement to help Aunt Jen through an emergency gallbladder surgery. "Just start with the attic," Dad suggested after dropping Mom at the airport. "That's where most of the ancient history is buried." I'd spent the morning sorting through Christmas decorations and old school projects when I found the unmarked box pushed far back under the eaves. Inside were baby clothes, too old to be mine based on their style. A stuffed lamb with one ear more worn than the other. A hospital bracelet labeled "Baby Girl Winters." And beneath it all, a stack of photographs of a baby I'd never seen before. A baby who, according to the dates, would have been born 5 years before me. Now, my father sinks onto my bed, the springs protesting under his weight. He looks suddenly older, the lines in his face deeper than they were this morning. "Your mother should be here for this," he says, rubbing his palms against his jeans. "But she's not," I say, my voice steadier than I feel. "So you need to tell me. Who is Lily? Why have I never heard of her?" He takes a deep breath. "Lily was your sister, your mother's first child. She died of SIDS when she was 4 months old." The photograph trembles in my hand. "Sudden infant death syndrome?" He nods, his eyes fixed on the picture. "One morning, she just didn't wake up. The doctors couldn't explain it. Your mother..." His voice breaks. "Your mother couldn't talk about it. Not to anyone. Not ever again." But why keep her a secret from me? Why pretend she never existed? After we lost Lily, your mother fell apart. When she got pregnant with you years later, she was terrified every single day that the same thing would happen. The doctors told us the fear and anxiety could be harmful to her pregnancy, so we decided..." He pauses, swallowing hard. "We decided to pack away everything from before, to start fresh. And then after you were born, healthy and perfect, we just never found the right time to tell you." I think about my mother, always slightly overprotective, checking on me multiple times through the night until I was well into elementary school. The baby monitor she kept in my room until I was 9. The inexplicable panic in her eyes if I ever slept in too late on weekends. "She's been carrying this alone all these years?" I whisper. "We both have," he says. "But your mother, losing Lily nearly destroyed her. Having you saved her. She was afraid that if you knew, you'd somehow feel like a replacement. And you never were. You were your own miracle." The sun has shifted, the light no longer illuminating the photograph in my hands. I trace my finger over baby Lily's face. This sister I never knew I had. This grief I never knew my parents carried. My phone buzzes, a text from Mom. "Surgery went well. Home tomorrow. How's the packing going?" What do I say to her now? Do I confront her with this discovery? Demand to know why she kept this secret? Or do I understand that some wounds never fully heal, just become part of who we are? I look up at my father, his eyes pleading. "I need to know everything about her," I say finally. "Not just how she died, but how she lived. Even if it was just for 4 months. She's part of our family, part of me." He nods, tears spilling onto his cheeks. "Your mother has a journal from when Lily was born. She doesn't know I know about it." That night, I sit cross-legged on my childhood bed, surrounded by photographs of my sister. I compose a text to my mother. Found Lily's box today. I love you. We'll talk when you're home. She was beautiful. 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Finally. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I thought I was protecting you. I write back. You don't have to carry this alone anymore. When my mother returns the next day, her eyes red-rimmed and anxious, I meet her at the door with one of Lily's photographs framed alongside one of mine at the same age. The resemblance is striking. The same curious eyes, the same dimpled smile. I'd like to bring this to our new house, I tell her. Both your daughters should be there. She reaches for me, her hands trembling, and I step into her embrace. Over her shoulder, I see my father watching us, relief washing over his face. I am Sarah Winters. I'm 28 years old, and today I learned that family history isn't always what we're told. Sometimes it's in what remains unspoken, in the spaces between photographs, in the extra checks on sleeping children. And sometimes healing begins not by burying the past deeper, but by bringing it gently into the light.